Well, hello, everyone. Happy back to school week. So excited that everyone is going to come on and listen to something that is so important, and that is getting ready in the morning for the child with ADHD. If you've ever done it, you know that that can be a chore. In fact, that can be your full workout for today. I'm not really sure how many calories that you will burn, but you will find that it is workout. It is a workout. Come on in. Grab several friends. Bring them in and come on in. It's Focus on It Friday, the Back to School series with Dr. Brandy B. I see we have one person here. When you get in, let me know who you are. Let me know that you're here. I'm so excited, y'all. I was taking a nap. I said, oh, it's time for Back to School, the Back to School series of Focus on It Friday. I am super excited, y'all, that we are here. Hello, Mr. David Williams. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and share the video. Let people know that you're here with Dr. Brandy B. Getting some good education and some knowledge about managing mornings with the child with ADHD, because it is like nothing else that you've ever done if you've never done it before. So come on in, everybody. Let me know that you are here and that you are watching us, joining us, listening to us, engaging with us. We'll give everybody some time to get in. You know, Facebook, if you haven't set your timer, you may not be aware that Focus on It Friday, the Back to School edition, is here. Mama Rudolph is watching. Thank y'all for showing Mama Rudolph all the love on yesterday. Mama Rudolph has the kiddies with her. Hello, Franklin, and hello, Faith. Mommy loves you all very much. All right, we've got Miss Dina Maxwell Stafford. Hello, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us for Focus on It Friday. Go ahead and call somebody, text them and say, hey girl, Dr. Brandy B is on. It's Focus on It Friday, the Back to School series. We won't be all long. We've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 tools that we want to talk about that are going to help you get through mornings with a child with ADHD. Come on. Come on, let's come on in. We've got Miss Paula Morris watching. Hello. Kawanda Maxwell Smith, you are in the building. Miss Dina tagged you, and we are appreciative. Go ahead, everyone, and share the video. And let everybody know that you are here. So excited to have you all joining. So excited about back to school. My kids are excited about it. And I hope that your kids are too. There's a car that's just kind of rolling by slowly. Not really sure who they're looking for, but I hope they find them. Yes, we are tagging people, and I love it. We are tagging some other folks, requesting that some other folks tag some folks. I love it. Hope you all had a good day. Here in Birmingham, did it rain? I think it may have rained for a little bit, but it is bright and sunny now, not having any problems with that. So excited that you all are here. We're going to give everybody 1 more minute, and then we're going to jump right in to Focus on It Friday. We're going to talk about our ADHD morning toolkit, the toolkit of all toolkits. If you have ADHD, or your child has ADHD, or both of y'all have ADHD, you're going to understand and appreciate these things very much so. All right. So, hopefully maybe you're at like the park or something, waiting on your kids to be done with practice, football practice maybe. So this is a good time to listen to Focus on It Friday. Go ahead and let me know who you are if you're here. Go ahead and share the video, tag some people. I appreciate that, because the more the merrier, right? It's not a real party unless you got at least 2 people there. And we do have that, so I appreciate you all so much for sharing. All right, well, we will go ahead and get started. I am Dr. Brandy B, your triple board certified pediatrician, adult psychiatrist, and child and adolescent psychiatrist. And through my Facebook live stream, Focus on It Friday, now this week with the summer back to school edition, and through my best-selling book, Shine, Understanding ADHD So Your Child Can Be a Star, I help worried moms, dads, grandparents, and all those who are interested in children with ADHD get the education that they need so that their children can be successful in the classroom and in life, and so that they don't end up worrying themselves ragged or losing their minds because they are just like, what is going on with this child? So y'all, I just got off the phone with a physician friend, and this friend was telling me that all summer long their child was lazy. didn't want to get up, didn't want to get out of bed, even seemed depressed going to 5th grade. And y'all know, when I heard the word lazy, the L word, which I absolutely do not allow my parents to use, I said, you know that the two other kids have it. Why do you not think that this one child has it? Right? So remember, that's just an aside. Remember that can be a buzzword. So when we're talking about the buzzwords for ADHD, you've got the big 3 that I hear all the time, right? It's in my book and I'm telling you, but these are the big 3 that I hear. Lazy, and that is what parents say about their kids or their spouses. And then there is the children saying bored. Young children always say, I'm bored. And then older children, adolescents and adults will say, I'm just not motivated. I'm not motivated. Whenever I hear somebody talk about I'm not motivated, whenever I hear a parent saying that a child is lazy, and whenever I hear a young child saying bored, I automatically think about ADHD, because you can always find something to do, right? Even if it's just lying down and going to sleep, taking a nap, refreshing and waking up and figuring it out again. So I definitely like to acknowledge those buzzwords. And just real briefly, maybe you don't know what ADHD is. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder is a neurologic disorder. It's a neurobehavioral disorder. It's a neurobiologic disorder. And it is, of course, neurologic, which means it is in the brain. So yes, it is real. It is, if you don't believe it's real, just be around somebody who has it and you will understand that it is, especially after they are treated and you see the difference. And it's behavioral. It impacts behaviors and it impacts moods and thoughts, and really can change a person's life. Especially if it's not treated. There are 3 types of ADHD. There is the predominantly inattentive presentation, which consists of symptoms including losing things, forgetting things, being easily distracted, procrastinating, rushing, making careless mistakes, not paying attention to detail, not responding when one's name is called. Your hyperactive impulsive symptoms, these include being loud, talkative, blurting, interrupting, always on the go, acting as if driven by a motor, not staying in one seat, and fidgeting. Those are some of the symptoms of both criteria or both types. You can either have the predominantly inattentive presentation, you can have the predominantly hyperactive impulsive presentation, and then you can have the combined presentation. Most of your younger children are going to have a combined type. Most of your older children and adults are going to have predominantly inattentive presentation. But remember, even if you only have the predominantly inattentive presentation, there is a large chance that you still do have some hyperactivity and impulsive symptoms. I have tons of videos, y'all. 3 years worth of videos. I've been doing this every Friday since since May of 2020. So there are, roughly as many weeks as that would be as there would be videos. I forgot y'all this summer. I let y'all down a little bit. I was out trying to live my best life, taking some vacations and really enjoying life. There's this notion that you only get 18 summers with your kids, because at 18 that summer is really kind of filled with them going off, and the truth of the matter is that probably at summer 16 they may want to go do some other stuff. But that really hit home with me because I have an 8-year-old. And so I said, oh my goodness, I only get 10 more summers with him. And I really tried to do what I could to make the summers count. And sometimes on Fridays, I would not cancel because I had the best intentions of actually coming on live. And then I think about it at 3 or 4 o'clock. So I just know that I was having fun. And that's important too, as parents, that we have fun. We got to work. Some of us more than others, but we definitely have to have fun with our families. So let's go ahead and get started. If you have a child with ADHD, mornings can be very challenging. Mornings can be very chaotic, filled with tears and yelling, confusion. It just can be a rough time. And so I wanted to kind of go over 7 tools that I found that are very helpful for making mornings better with children with ADHD. Here we go. Rachel Hodges, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So Rachel Hodges, I don't know why I called your name again. We've got Chandra Tarver Clark on. Hello. Thank you for joining us. So 7 tools to make the morning smooth. All right. The first one is your utility belt. And just like a carpenter, wears a utility belt. This represents what your child will wear. This represents what your child will wear. If you've never been to my lives, they are definitely worth taking notes on. I don't know what other people are talking about on their lives, but we're not here for kicks and giggles, because ADHD is not a kicks and giggles type of topic. We're here to get this knowledge so that you can change your lives, your child's life, and also yours. All right, so your tool belt. That's what the carpenter wears. That's what your child wears. Get it all out at night, from head to toe. Get the earrings out, get the underwear out, the shirt, the pants, the socks, know where the shoes are, everything that they are going. Thank you so much. She says the first day was great. Thank you so much. Everything that they're going to wear, get it out. Get their tool belt out. Lay it out, okay? We talk all the time about adults laying their clothes out when they got a concert or whatever. Lay out your child's clothes. That way, there will be no tears about, I can't find my right shoe in the morning, because you will know where it is. Now, somebody's going to say, but my child really likes to decide in the morning. That's fine. Get out 2 or 3 outfits and lay them all out and make them understand that they have got to choose from one of those 3 that is, Mr. Davis says he's doing that right now. Perfect. You are ahead of the game already. Star student, stellar. Get everything out. You know, don't leave out the underwear. Don't leave out the socks. You don't want to chance that child having to leave your sight to go and get anything. And remember, 40% of dads and 30% of moms of children affected with ADHD also have it themselves. So not only are they likely to get distracted, but you are as well. So go ahead. Hey, Miss Auntie Sadie, thank you for joining. So go ahead and get all those clothes out at night. That's your tool belt. Tool belt. Don't chance it. Get everything out. If the child may want to change their mind in the morning, that's fine. Have 2 or 3 outfits out. Have an agreement and understanding you're going to use one of these. And guess what? The next night, you still have 2 outfits from the day before. Put a 3rd one out. So you're really only getting 1 outfit out at night. But it needs to be the entirety. Accessories, purses. You know, I was a girl that always liked a purse to match whatever it is that they're going to wear. That goes with it. That's your tool belt. Your next item in your toolkit is going to be your secretary or your desk, right? So, you know, back in the day, a desk was called a secretary. I've never seen so much traffic on my street as I am seeing right now. But I'm just checking it out, okay? So your secretary, and why do you need a desk? Why is a desk a part of the morning routine? It is to remind you that a desk is not a part of the morning routine. The desk should happen or be used the night before. Homework should be done at night, and we're going to talk about homework tomorrow. It should be done at night. Then you should take the homework, put the homework in the folder, put the folder in the book bag, and put the book bag in the car. Now, in my house, we never know which car the kids may go in, so it's kind of difficult to know which car to put it in. But the book bag is packed, the book bag is at the door, and so no matter which car is the car of choice, the book bag is ready to go. Nothing brings tears besides a book bag that we don't know where the homework is. It was left on the table. It was left on the desk. It was left on the floor. We don't know where it was left. Pencils aren't where they should be. Nothing is where it should be. So we're dressed. We made it past the tool belt, but now we are at the desk. Homework is not to be done in the morning, right? It should be done at night. That is going to cause somebody to get frustrated, to be late. It is going to be a whole situation. Do not do it. Do not be tempted to wait until the morning. Go ahead and get that homework done the night before. Now, you may say, well, my child is really good. They're a morning child. They get up, they do their homework. They're very responsible in that way. Fine. All of these are going to be suggestions that work for the masses. But if there is something that you know that absolutely works good for you and your house, then go ahead and do what you do. But for the other people, it is indeed a good practice that homework be done at night, packed away, put in the book bag, and the book bag put away so that everybody can find where to go. Mr. Chris Worthman says, ADHD can make life difficult, but it doesn't have to. Get the help you need to start managing ADHD and improving your life. I recommend you reach out. I don't know anything about these people. And so, hey, if you go over there and the microdosing, I don't know anything about that either. But again, if you have researched it and it is what is working for you, then go right ahead and do it. But mycozane, I don't know anything about mycozane. I don't know if that is FDA approved. I don't know what it is. And I have not bothered to look it up because, we're practicing over here FDA approved medications. And I am going to give you information that is always going to be in line with that. And so if there's something else that you found that works, then as long as it is safe for your baby and you and your parent, as their parent, feel that that is what's best for them, please feel free to do that. But again, over here, that is not, what we're promoting. Education, right, is what we're promoting. And in fact, tonight, you will find that none of these 7 tips even include medicine. If you listen to my show, in fact, I talk about treatment, but I don't say what the treatment is. I give that option to parents to just make sure that, first of all, they know what ADHD is, and then I allow you to figure out what the treatment will be. The physician friend, if you were on at the very beginning that called today, he said he didn't want to put his kids on medicine. I said, that's fine. Well, here's some other options for you. He didn't want stimulants. So you've got to be doing something. And if that something works for you, then go for it. So we've talked about our utility belt, getting our clothes out. We talked about our secretary, which is our desk. The only thing that should be happening with the secretary or the desk in the morning is that it should have already been done the night before. Should have already been done the night before. Work that into the schedule if the child has sports practice, dance practice, or whatever else. Work that into the schedule so that they can get as much of that done before going to school. Time management is key with ADHD. Sticking with a schedule is key with ADHD. And so the more that you can do that, the better. All right, the next thing is your toolbox. Your toolbox for a carpenter is the same as your book bag for your student or your child. And again, we just talked about that with the desk. It should be packed completely and put away in the vehicle or at the door so that it is ready to go. We've already discussed that. All right. Check those children's folders. It is not uncommon for a child with ADHD to actually have forgotten that they don't have homework. And so that means that they will tell you they don't have it. If you don't look in that folder until the morning, then you're at the desk. And if you're at the desk in the morning, we've already discussed what that could mean. So don't do that. Check that folder at night. Ask them, do you have homework? Right? And parents are quick to say he lied about it. Remember, kids procrastinate. They want to get out of doing anything that's going to require them to focus. Homework is included. So yeah, it's a lie technically, but also it's just a means of procrastinating. Yeah, I don't have any because they don't want to do it. They can't focus. They also may have forgotten because they weren't paying attention in class. And so the thought of doing something hours later that somebody told them about up in the day, that could be something that could be concerning for them as well. All right. The tape measure. The tape measure is what you want to think about next. And that represents the length of time that it takes a child to get dressed. Now, children with ADHD do things in slow motion. We know that. They get distracted. They're going to be off task. They're going to be off course. And so that may be something that you may have a problem with. Never fear. The way to get around that. Hello, Miss Cynthia Boswell. Thank you so much for always sharing my videos. I appreciate that and for coming. The tape measure, what you're going to do is figure out how long does it take my child to get dressed and give them that amount of time. Nothing is worse than knowing that you have a child that it takes 1 hour and 15 minutes solid to get dressed and you wake them up 20 minutes before you have to go out of the door. Again, tears are going to ensue. Screaming is going to ensue. All kinds of insults, all kinds of low self-esteem could result just because you don't wake your child up in enough time. It's really not fair to them. It's not fair to everybody else in the house. Give them the time that they've already told you they need in one way or another. If you know they need an hour, 15 minutes, give them an hour and 15 minutes. It may mean that you have to get up earlier. But you have to do that. The other thing is this. Parents will often say, all right, go in there and brush your teeth. And then they walk away. And they come back and the kid is like counting the specks of grout between the towel. Don't do that. Don't be the parent that thinks that you can tell the child with ADHD to go brush their teeth and they're going to be able to do it. They're going to get distracted. So you have to, the best way to make mornings worse is to do it with them. Do it with them. So often you see carpenters working in pairs, right? If they're doing a roof, one is holding, one is nailing. Now, some cases they've got it down to a science. They can do it by themselves, but more than likely, nobody's up on that roof alone. They're working together. And so if there's a way that you can get dressed with your kids, especially the younger ones, when they don't really know anatomy and you don't really care, that can work. Everybody can get dressed at the same time, and it's really beneficial to everybody. But you cannot trust these kids to go in and do these things alone without some attention. So make sure you know how much time that they need, and make sure you give them that time. That's your tape measure. Your carpenter's pencil. Now, somebody's going to say, well, that's absolutely asinine. Your carpenter's pencil is going to be used to write down the steps that the child needs to do in the morning to get dressed. So what do I mean by that? Because you're like, this kid is 10. He's been getting dressed for like 8 years at least on his own. And he still acts like he didn't know which step comes first. He doesn't. He doesn't remember. He has no idea. So you want to write them down and maybe make it so that he checks them off as he goes. Get out of bed, check. Make bed, check. Get in shower, check. What else? Brush teeth, check. You know, whatever it is, lotion, check. Underwear, check. Step by step. That way, you will always know where they are. They will always know where they are. And they can, even if they get off track, they can look back and say, oh, this was next, right? That, oh, I forgot. That, you know, you've heard that before. And if you set timers, right, set timers for them so that they know, you know, you got 10 minutes in the shower or however much time you think they need, and there's a buzzer that goes off at 2 minutes till, then they know they've got to get busy and really make it happen, okay? So that is how we can use our carpenter's pencil. And this actually works. It actually works. There needs to be lots of reminders. Lots of reminders. Are you brushing your teeth? Are you brushing your teeth? Why aren't you brushing your teeth? Are you brushing your teeth? Have you brushed your teeth? I mean, you got to ask several times. And they're like, oh, I forgot. Okay? So you want to go ahead and make sure you just make that a part of the morning. Write it down so that nobody can forget. So we got your utility belt. Get your clothes out. The secretary or desk, use your desk at night. All right? Do the homework at night. Do the homework at night. The toolbox, that's your book bag. Pack it at night. Put it by the door. This makes mornings better. Believe it or not. If the book bag is packed at night, the morning is going to be better. Your tape measure. That is what you're going to use to estimate the amount of time that your child needs to get dressed. And you're going to actually give them the full amount of that time. Do not shortchange them. I can remember, and I don't have ADHD, but I can remember as a child at my grandmother's house getting ready for Sunday school, they would wake me up last. And I think it was an attempt to let me sleep longer, which I appreciated. But what I did not find as exciting was the fact that everybody was almost dressed when I woke up. And so I felt like I woke up behind. And so now I've got to catch up and keep up. And it's just a lot. And that's for somebody who could really stay focused and on task. So imagine the child who already wakes up and thinks that they're behind. Everybody else is dressed or doing whatever. And then you got to catch up in a situation that you really already have trouble focusing. Your carpenter's pencil you're going to use to write down all of the steps that the child needs to do in the morning. And I know you're thinking this child is too old, but if you do it and try it, you may find that it is the best thing ever. Now, your shop bag. Your shop bag is going to, we use them to get up wet stuff, right? So that's your shower. Remember, like I said, these kids can see water and just, I don't know, they go to the islands. They go to a fantastic place where water is flowing like river falls, and they imagine that they're there. I don't know. But they will go into the shower and be wet but have no soap applied. They'll be wet but have no shampoo applied. They'll be wet. They may not even be wet. They may be in the shower with it running or in the bathroom with the shower running, but they've never gotten in. And so we really want to be aware of that, because, again, this is going to cause everybody to be delayed. This is going to cause screams and shouting to occur. And this is going to cause tears to ensue, bad moods, right? And we don't want that. We do not want that as a child is getting ready to go to school. So go ahead and whip out your shop bag, get your timer. Again, be in there with them, doing whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you put a bench in there, so while the younger kids, you're actually lotioning down, the older one can actually be getting ready. Figure out a way to make it private in there, even though you may need to see them, right? There are some certain ways you can figure it out. Y'all are smart. Figure it out. But don't go down the hall. Don't go off that floor. That kid will not be dressed, and you will be furious when you realize that this kid is still in the shower 45 minutes later, yet they have not actually showered as we know it, right? That's your shop bag. And then the last thing is the hammer, the most important thing of it all, to just hit the hammer on the head, is going to be two things, right? Two things: breakfast and mindset. By the time everybody gets in the car, you're spent. You've broken a sweat. You may have said a word that you might not want to use on a regular basis. Your heart rate is up. You're wondering why you just didn't have your Apple Watch on to catch all those steps and calories, right? Use the time on the bus ride, for them on the car ride, to actually try to really decompress and settle down. Especially if a child is taking medications that may lower their appetite, getting that breakfast is really going to be key. They may not eat lunch. And so what you do not want is them to have a situation where they're at school and their sugar is dropping, or they're just irritable because they're hungry. So you really want to make sure that they get a good breakfast. Your brain needs sugar. That is what makes your brain work and do the job, is having sugar. So get the breakfast in, and then hammer in all that you want the day to entail for them by giving them some good affirmations. We talked about that yesterday. Snoop Dogg has a cute little affirmation song. If it's an older child, they may not want to do Snoop Dogg, but don't be surprised if you find yourself and them too bopping to Snoop Dogg's affirmations, because it is really a bop. But I think we have to take that time to really get reset, because when you go into school, if they're flustered, if they're angry, if they're upset, or if you're so busy in the morning that you forget their medicine because you got all off track, then it's going to be a different type of day for them potentially. And we want them going into school in the best mindset possible, and that can really only happen if you all have taken the time to calm down. Yesterday, I rode with my crew to school, and it's only about 7-8 minutes to the school, but in 7-8 minutes we listened to Snoop Dogg's affirmation. Each of the kids said a prayer, and my husband said a prayer, and just as he was finishing up, we were at the school, and it was calm. There wasn't all that noise from the phones. The radio was off. It was a good way to start off the day, and that is what this is really all about. We want to put our kids in the best position to be able to learn, and that can only really happen when our minds are stable and steady, when we get a good night's sleep. I got to add sleep to this toolbox, because that is so important. An unrested mind cannot focus. And so it's going to be very difficult for that child, even if their ADHD is treated well, they're going to have a hard time focusing if they have not rested well the night before. So please make sure that your child is resting. Do whatever it is that you need to do to ensure that they are resting. So real quickly, a recap: your 7 tools for making mornings better. You got to use your toolbox, and this is your carpenter's tools. You got to use your utility belt. That's what they wear. Get it all out at night. You're going to have your desk or your secretary. That is to remind you to do homework at night. You're going to have your toolbox that represents your book bag, the book bag. You want to pack it at night, put it in the car, or put it at the door so that it can not be forgotten. A tape measure. That is to measure how long it takes your child to get dressed, and you want to actually give them all the time that they need. Your carpenter's pencil. That is to write down the steps or the things that need to be done, or even write down a to-do list of things. Even after they're dressed, there may be some other things that they need to do, like get lunch out of a refrigerator. May not be able to necessarily put the lunch at the door. My kids take a snack, so I put the snack at the door. But if they were actually taking a lunch and things needed to be refrigerated, I would take a sticky note, and as a part of my carpenter's pencil, put the sticky note or post it on the door, on the handle, somewhere where it's really obvious that you've got to come in contact with this reminder so that you won't forget. Your shop vac, remember your shop vac is going to get up things that are wet. You're going to remember to use your shop vac to actually put a timer on the amount of time that they actually spend in the shower or spend brushing their teeth. I think water is hypnotizing. It's calming, and if it's warm, it feels good. That may be their equivalent of coffee. They just want to sit there and savor the moment, but we can't do that in the mornings. We've got to get up and do that, unless you have accounted for that long shower in their tape measure. And then hammer. We want to hammer in, you know, the whole part of the morning with something to calm us back down. That's going to be breakfast to get us really going, to give us the energy that we need. And that is going to be some affirmations, some meditation, some prayer, recalling a mantra. If your family has a saying or quote that you all do that gets everybody crunk and hype, but not worked up, agitated, and ill, because there's been all kind of screaming going on that left people feeling like they didn't even know if they belong. All right, so we want to make sure that when we're sending them to the school that we do those things. And yes, medication can help. Some kids do need medicine in the morning to just help them be able to keep it together. That is not uncommon as well. All right, guys, so that is all I have today. Tomorrow we will talk about taking the work out of homework. We will not meet on Thursday, and then Friday we will talk about de-stressing, because if you've ever parented, managed, been around a child with ADHD, you know it's a lot. It can be a lot, and so you have to figure out a way to de-stress and calm down from that. So that's all I have today. Thank you, Miss Jana Perry Flint, for joining. That is all I have today. If there are no other questions, we will go ahead and say toodles. I appreciate you all for joining me. As a reminder, I am Dr. Brandy B, your triple board certified pediatrician, adult psychiatrist, and child and adolescent psychiatrist. And through my Facebook live stream, Focus on It Friday. And this week, the Back to School series, I help moms, dads, and all who are interested in helping their kids get to their best life despite having ADHD. I help them do that through my book, through my Facebook live stream, and also in just about everything that I do. So watch out for my post, watch out for some good things upcoming, and have a good night. Go ahead and start working on your toolkit tonight, and I want you to tell me about how you did tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.